Hello, and we are in day 5 of the 5-day standout challenge, and this is the day where I tie it all together for you. We put all the pieces in the puzzle together and we come out with how we're going to put this together in a way that we stand out, but it allows us to get clients. And I'm going to be taking you deeper into this, layering on a couple of extra pieces and sharing really my strategy to put it all together. So that's what we're doing today. Pretty exciting. And that is what you are in for if you stick around. I'm also going to have a Q&A at the end as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and share this into the group so everyone sees it. So bear with me. And done. Shazam. All right, so awesome. And I know that we've got several people who said that they were coming live, so I can't wait to see you live in here. Yay, we've got Grace already. Fabulous. Okay, so today we are going to recap the pieces of the puzzle. So, all those 4 pieces we talked about the last 4 days and how they all fit together. And then we're going to be breaking down my strategy so you can use all this stuff that you stand out for and use it to get seen and attract those ideal clients, including what you need to position your service as high value and irreplaceable. And I'm going to be basically sharing with you my strategy that ties it all together. And at the end, I'm going to be sharing about my program, Get Clear, Get Clients, and a special early bird special that I am doing since today is the first day I'm releasing it. So that's super exciting. So just so you know, there's something coming in case you wanted that deeper level of support to put this in place for yourself. But we're like jamming on strategy today. And at the end, I'm staying to support you guys, whatever questions you have from the last 4 days, whatever you're struggling with or stuck on or want a little bit of quick coaching on, anything I talk about today, you can ask questions about at the end in the Q&A. And of course, Get Clear if you have any questions about that. All right. So, I see we've got Sanila, hello, glad you made it live, yay. And Sandra, yay. Janessa, Adele, fabulous ladies, yay. Okay, so my name is Adria DeCourt. I think all you guys who are live know that by now, but in case there's anybody who's watching who, maybe doesn't know that yet, my name is Adria DeCourt, and I'm host of the Unforgettable podcast. I'm a TEDx speaker, I'm creator of Get Clear, Get Clients, and I am the host for the Standout Challenge, which we've been doing all week, and today is day 5, wrapping it all up, tying it in a bow, and allowing you to go off into the world and use all this stuff in your business to be awesome, to get clients, who, from a very heart-centered place, of course. All right, so let me know in the comments how many of the exercises you did. Did you collect all 4? Put the number 4 if you did. Did you do 3? Put the number 3. Did you do 2? Put the number 2. Did you do 1? Number 1. And if you did 0, put the number 0. That's totally cool. If you're here today, this is going to help you no matter what you have done at this point through the challenge. and just so you know, a little surprise for you today. In your inbox, I'm going to be sending out the link, and I'll post it in the group too, to a recap page with a special PDF and all the stuff that I kind of compiled everything we did in the challenge for you. So if you missed anything, you're getting that today. So just know that it's coming. All right. So it looks like the people who showed up are the super achievers. Sandra's collected all 4. Sunila has 2. Adele as well. Grace as well. Nice job, ladies. And then Inbel, you say 1, and that's awesome. There's no shame in that game. Like I said, I'm sending you guys out the recap today that I basically put together an awesome resource for you that you can catch up with everything. And just know that just having one aha moment creates big shifts. So you only need to do one exercise that shifts everything for you for this to be really powerful. But, obviously collect all 4. All right, so let's just dive through I just want to kind of recap the 4 different pieces in this puzzle before I go into the strategy to layer on top of that. So if you guys had any aha moments or breakthroughs or insights, I would love to see them in the chat box while I am doing this little recap, because I like knowing. That's why. And because sometimes when you have to share it kind of aloud or in writing, it helps synthesize in your own brain that like, oh, wow, I did realize that, right? So share those things in the chat. Even if you're watching the replay, because I know some of you are going to be watching the replay, still do that. I want to see it. All right. So day number 1, we looked at your skills. So we put together your tool chest of all the different pieces of your experience and your skill set and your just everything that is you that you have accomplished, so that you can start looking at how those some of those tie together to uniquely position you to do this work. So that was pretty awesome. Day number 2, we looked at your solution. So what is the problem you're actually solving for people? Because a lot of times we talk about our work in terms of the process we take them through rather than what we're actually solving, what we're the problem we're solving. And so that's a really powerful tweak to make in how you talk about what you do that can instantly make people value your work higher. All right, and then day number 3, we talked about your story. So no one has the same set of experiences as you, and we kind of came out with your brand story, kind of that low point, turning point, and high point of how you got to this work, the aha moment you had, so that we can start to look at how this helps other people have that same shift by telling your story. And that's another big thing that sets you apart. It makes people connect to you and want to work with you. And then yesterday, day number 4, the 4th and final piece in the puzzle, we looked at your stance. So this is that thing that you can get known for, that thing that like you have an opinion on. We did an opinion brain dump so that, if you have an opinion on something, then it makes people a lot more likely to follow you and be loyal and just want to know everything you're going to say because they feel super like aligned with you. So those are the 4 pieces in the puzzle that we put in place this week, which was super freaking awesome. You guys did a great job in the Facebook group doing all your assignments. I was very impressed. A lot of it like snapshots of handwritten, like scribbled notebooks and stuff. Like there's been a lot of like processing and generating going on here. And yeah, I would love to hear in the chat or in the comments any aha moments or breakthroughs or like little shifts you had this week, because I'm really curious to hear more. I know you guys have been sharing some in the actual Facebook group, but I can never get enough of hearing this stuff because it really helps you to say it aloud too. Okay, so some of the insights. Grace said that I need to define a problem is a very important step. Yes. I see Monica's here. Yay, Monica, you made it. All right. Janessa says she's out on a walk watching this. I'm assuming when you say we, that's you and your baby. That's awesome. Okay. So at the end, I'm going to have like plenty of time for Q&A for you guys to answer your questions, but I've got some important things to cover, so I'll keep moving along. But don't stop sharing what you want to share or sharing insights or little things if you want to pop them in the comments as we go. I always love seeing that stuff. All right. So I'm curious now. Oh, Janessa says her and her dog. Okay, got it. Awesome. Okay, so which of the following most applies to you? So you went through the challenge this week, right? So put a number 1, 2, or 3 in the chat box. Number 1 is you just started your business and you got clarity on the direction you want to go in this challenge. Number 2 is if you just got a new insight or a new learning, something new in this challenge that you're going to implement in how you talk about your business, how you look at your business. And then number 3 is if you're ready to kind of kick it up a notch and really dive into setting yourself apart and getting known for this and like kind of take the next level. Let me know in the chat where you are. Number 1, if you just started your business and you got a little bit more clarity of how you're moving forward. Number 2 was if you got some insights and learned new things that you're going to apply to your business. And number 3 is just like, okay, I need to take this up a notch. What's the next level? All right. Cool. Monica says, I'm excited about this topic and possibilities. I did overcommit myself by signing up for the challenge as I'm behind. Crazy, it's day 5. I know. It's so funny how that happens. But Monica, I think you joined after I was sharing this. I'm sending out a recap email today that's going to have a link to a page where there's a PDF and there's just all the videos and just all that happy jazz for you to get caught up on. So, surprise, and you're welcome. Awesome. All right. Oops. Here we go. Okay. All right. So in this challenge, I showed you that positioning yourself and your service as one of a kind is really the key to landing clients without struggle and to charging those premium rates. So if you saw shifts from uncovering like these simple pieces of the puzzle and like what we did today, imagine what would happen if you actually had a strategy to kind of take it up a level, piece them all together, and apply them to your business to get clients. Like, pretty cool, right? And that's what we're doing today. So before I dive into that, I want to take a look at some numbers here. Okay, Adele says she's in between 2 and 3. Hello, commitment issues. Like I can't commit to number 3. No, number 3 is not, you don't have to commit to anything. It's just for me to gauge like who I have here so that I can get a sense of, like when I'm sharing with you the strategy next, like I know who I have in the room kind of. Okay, Janessa's number 2. Sandra, 2 to 3, already established but want to jump in virtually. So transitioning to stand out online. Yeah, switching to the online game. And then Grace says 2-ish. I love you guys. This is fun. Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about my client Alexis because I feel like her story will help set up what the strategy is that I'm going to share with you and how it applies. Oh, and first, so Inbill says 2 and 3. Adele says, I was just being funny. I know. You made me laugh, didn't you? Grace says, I need more, but commitment is tough. Yeah. We all have trouble with commitment. Okay. So when my client Alexis, when she came to me, she was a fitness trainer and she was a health coach and she did workshops. So she did local workshops. They were on like sugar detoxes and that kind of thing. And she spoke at community events. She had an opt-in freebie so that she could build her list. She thought she had a niche. She thought she had all these pieces in place and she was really putting herself out there. But she was really talking about her process. So you know how we talked about day 1 and day 2, the difference between when you talk about your process and talk about your skills all the time versus talking about the problem you solve, and you talk about the problem you solve and it's so much more powerful for you. Well, Alexis was talking about her process instead, and she was creating offerings around that process, and she was talking about it that way, and consequently that meant she wasn't talking about what people were actually searching for, like what they actually wanted from her. And what they were already thinking in their mind, they would like someone would wave a magic wand and solve for them. And so she wasn't connecting. No one really wanted to pay for her work. Nobody was signing up. And she was putting a lot of work into her business and a lot of work promoting it and not getting known for anything. So clients were slim. And when she did get someone coming to her, they'd kind of be price shopping. And this killed her. It felt painful because, and tell me if this is familiar to you, if this sounds familiar, because I know it does to me. She felt like she had so much to give and she knew she could help these people. She knew she could change their lives, but she didn't know how to tell them that. Like, she knew once they started working with her, it would be amazing, but she didn't know how to get them through the door because it just felt like she had to struggle to convince them, and it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working. And she got to a point doing this for a year or so where she realized that she had to go back and get a full-time job again. And so she did that. And slowly and slowly, her coaching business started to slip away because she felt like she didn't really have the time and the energy to work on it outside of her job. And it was sort of sucking her soul away. That's how she describes it. Not her words, not mine. Because she felt like there was this deeper thing she needed to do, but she couldn't do it. She just didn't have the energy and the time, and it wasn't working, and she wasn't getting the clients that she wanted to help, and it didn't feel good. And And that was kind of the point that she was at when she signed up for my program. And she didn't even feel like she had the time to do that, right? Like she didn't even, like that felt like even too much. But what happened is, yes, she didn't have a lot of time, so she ended up only making maybe to one of the live coaching calls, but she watched the training, she went through all of them, and she had some aha moments, kind of like you guys have had this week. She had some aha moments, some realizations, and she learned how to communicate what she did and the impact that she would have on her ideal clients' lives. And she learned how to communicate that like really clearly and compellingly, which was a big deal because it shifted things in her business. So I can still remember, maybe it was a few weeks into all of this, that she texted me excitedly saying that she had invoiced her first client in almost 2 years. And then a little while after that, she had enrolled 4 people into her first group program, and she had a new 6-month client as well. And all this kept, like this momentum had just started, right? Because she was talking about it clearly, and it was landing with those people, and she knew what she did, and she knew how to communicate. She knew what things she should put out into the world, and actually got her known for that. And it was just this momentum, and eventually, actually pretty quickly, she ended up quitting that full-time job that she had gotten and going back to her business full-time, but she finally had this momentum and was actually getting clients. And the reason I share this with you is because we're going to pick apart right now the kind of the strategy that, and the different pieces of clarity that Alexis put in place that allowed her to do that. So here's some of the things that happened for her. She got a clear niche. She created a buyable offering. I'll tell you what that is in a moment. She knew how to communicate clearly and compellingly about her work. And she had also laid the foundation of her message this time before she started marketing. And so these are all the pieces that allowed that shift to happen for her. And so if you're feeling like you really relate with the story, and I see in the comments that a lot of you feel like you've totally been there, and I have too, so I get it, trust me, then just know that there actually can be some shifts that can change this for you too, even if it feels like it hasn't been working. So let's talk about it. And I'm just going to take a look at, yeah, I love what you guys are posting in here. Yeah, totally relate. Yes. Yep. I was trying to swipe my screen on my laptop because I have my notes right here to make sure I capture like all the steps and stuff. And I was like, yeah, anyway, you get it. All right. So let's break down this strategy for you, okay? So the first piece of this strategy, or let's just call it a step because we've already talked about pieces and I don't want to confuse the issue, is getting niched. So honing in that solution that you came up with on day 2 into a really clear niche. So you guys started that processing in the Facebook group, right? And a lot of you kind of struggled a little bit, like, okay, what's my problem? How do I say it? Like all that kind of stuff. But getting really clear on that is the first step, because then you understand better what you do and you can start to learn how to communicate it to people. So that's the first part, because the problem is if you don't have that really honed in clear niche, and if you want to go to day 2's video and go deeper into this, had a lot of talk about like fear of niching down and all that kind of stuff. When you're generic, you get ignored. Like nobody's listening because they don't know you're talking to them. But when you get targeted and really relevant to your specific people, then the right people listen up and the right people want to pay for your work. So that's the beauty of niching. And it's possible even if you're multi-passionate and you're convinced that there's no way to tie all of your different interests together. All right, so that's the part number 1 that kind of builds off of what we just did, okay? Getting that clear, honed in, specific niche and relevant. All right, part number 2 is communication that converts. So we talked a little bit about communication. This is taking everything we've done this week a step further. So finding the language to clearly and compellingly communicate what you actually do. And I don't say what you actually do because that might make you think of process, but the problem you solve, what you really do for clients in their language, taking that coach hat off and be able to communicate in words that land for them. That's huge, and it's something that a lot of coaches, most coaches honestly, skip over when they put their work out into the world, and that's why it doesn't connect to people. So this is really important to figure out what your ideal clients really want from you and figure out the words to say it. Okay. The third part is a buyable offering. So what I mean is a coaching package that people actually want to pay for, right? Because sometimes what happens is that coaches don't sell their packages because the value is really unclear, because maybe they are stuck in talking about the process, or the way they're positioning it isn't like their ideal clients are not communicating it clearly, right? So this part number 3 of this strategy is combining your skills, so what we talked about in day 1, with your solution, what we talked about in day 2, to create a coaching package that your dream clients want to pay for. So that's your buyable offering. So, and that's really, really important, right? Like, I think a lot of you probably have had in your head, even during this challenge, okay, so I need to have something to sell. And how do if I have something to sell already, how do I tweak it so people want to pay for it? That's why combining day 1 and day 2 is key to create that buyable offering. And then the fourth part of the strategy is message before marketing. So turning your stance, so what we did yesterday on day 4, into a core message that your marketing revolves around. So if you're putting out social media posts, or you're doing blog posts or videos or a podcast or whatever it is, you're putting stuff out that allows you to get known for this, and that that you have something compelling that people are remembering you for, and they're jumping on that. It's like you're building a movement, if you think about it that way, right? And they're jumping aboard that movement, and that's how you get this like really like raving fan kind of thing, right? And how you make everything super relevant, because a lot of times, like Alexis, as coaches, when we get out into the world and become business owners, we waste a lot of time promoting when it doesn't lead back to us as a business owner, when it doesn't set us up to be someone people can hire for this, when it doesn't build, it's not super clear. If people have to remember us for 5 things, they're probably not going to remember us. But if there's one thing they're remembering us for, then chances are they will, right? Especially if it's clear and compelling. Okay, so that's like kind of those are the 4 pieces that really allowed Alexis to create those shifts in her business. So getting a honed in clear niche. I'm just looking back through. Communication that converts, so big. This is the biggest one thing to learn to create shifts in your business. A buyable offering. So you're setting up your offering to actually make people want to buy it. And then message before marketing. So getting clear on what it is you stand for, what that message is, that big idea you're getting known for, put it before promoting yourself, before going out into the world, so that you make all that work you're doing count for something. So let me know, you guys have been quiet for a moment, and I know it's probably because I've been like diving through this really fast, but let me know in the comments how, like, if this is landing for you. All right. Because I want to say that Alexis isn't a special snowflake. Like, I love her dearly, and yes, she is very special, but her situation isn't special. There's not something unique about her that makes this not able to be translated to you. You can have these same shifts too when you do these different pieces that I was just talking about. Sandra says she's taking notes. Okay, got it. Yeah, I forgot to say, take notes. And there's going to be a recording too. Okay, Dell says it makes sense. Cool. And the thing about Alexis is she was actually a tough case. So chances are you're probably an easier case once you make these shifts for them to actually work themselves out and show up in you connecting with your ideal clients better and them wanting to work with you. Okay, so at this point, you maybe you've taken courses, maybe you've been in business programs, had coaches, gone to webinars, like chances are probably all of the above, and you're frustrated because it's still not really getting you those clients. It's still not really drawing in those people and helping you connect with them in the way that you want to. And the big question is really why? Why isn't that happening, right? Because I've talked about today that this really is possible even if it hasn't been working for you. And the thing that I know to be true, what I absolutely know to be true, is that it's not because you're not talented, right? I think you know that too. It's not because you're not talented. It's not because you can't really help people, not because you don't have a big gift to bring to the world. Often it's really just because you're not really clear and the way you're talking about it isn't landing for people. And that seems so simple, but it's really exciting because it means that if you shift some of these things, then there's actually that potential for things to change for you. And if you're new to business, then you can set yourself up right to begin with, right? This is exciting because I know how discouraging it can be. Trust me, I've been there myself. And so you have the power to shift something. And that's why I'd love to invite you to Get Clear, Get Clients. So would it be okay if I shared a little bit about this program? My baby, my child that I've been birthing for the last couple months. Let me know. Would it be okay if I shared a little bit more? Because I only want to share if you want to hear. Of course. Okay. Thank you. You're just like, of course, yes. Great. Okay, so Get Clear, Get Clients, and I know I've been talking about it like on and off, like little snippets all week, so I'm really excited to like actually share with you what it is. So it's for you if you're a new coach and you've heard that you need to put yourself out there. We've been talking about that a lot, right? And choose a niche, but you're unsure where to start or what to say, how to stand out, maybe even like what you would do with people, right? It's for you if that's the case. It's also for you if you're like Alexis and you've had your coaching side hustle for a couple of years and you've been doing blog posts and going to networking events, but you're struggling to convince people to hire you and it still doesn't feel like it's working. And it's for you if your current niche just isn't right for you anymore. So you're pivoting or you want to shift in a different direction, but you're just not quite sure what to do or where to go and you need a little bit of help getting that clarity and moving forward. You're stuck on where to start. And what this is essentially, it is a program that I created from workshops that I developed and honed over the last 2 years working with dozens of different talented women business owners in my group program. These are women just like you and kind of working it out, like refining until it was like super powerful. So I want to look at first, kind of visualize what could be possible for you if you did the work and Get Clear, Get Clients. So you can maybe close your eyes and just visualize this with me, or just be with me for a moment. So imagine this. You create a coaching package that people want to buy. You start seeing messages in your inbox for discovery call signups. You close more sales during those discovery calls. You're excited to share what you do and how you help people. You know what makes your coaching business unique. You choose a few marketing strategies that work for your business. And you get in front of the right people who want to pay for your help. In short, you could be clear on what you do so that talking about it feels easy and exciting and impactful and makes your ideal clients excited to pay you. What I know is that your people need you. And you just need to learn how to communicate why. Yeah? All right, so I want to take you a little bit through some of the modules in this, just a quick breeze through so you can see what it might look like to be inside and to be moving through all of this. So number one is Get Niched. So we're going to start off with helping you figure out that problem you solve once and for all, who it's for, and get lots of clarity around that. There's a lot of support within it. We basically, for each of the modules, I have little like mini workshop videos that you go through with a worksheet walking you through. I've designed everything to be like really simple and doable, but still move you to action. It's not about learning. It's not about like an education. It's about finding, like helping you get clarity on the things and immediately applying them to your business so you're moving forward as you're doing them. It's implementation. Module number 2 is your client's words. So this is going to help you to essentially, if you have a hard time taking that coach hat off and looking at it from your client's perspective, this is going to help you to really do that and lock it in and find the language that will connect to your people. And if you're having trouble figuring out which problem you should do, this will help you really lock into that, because you're going to figure out exactly what your people actually want from you and what's in alignment for you. Number 3 is stop second guessing, because a lot of times what comes up is all this stuff. If maybe day 4 you had things with putting your stance out, little fears that come up. So this is going to help you move through all of it, because if you're not putting yourself out there to be seen, you can't get known and people can't find you, and it's going to make all the other work hard to do. So we address that and help you move through any nervous energy or any like resistance that's holding you back. Number 4 is communication that converts. So this is that big communication stuff that we've been talking about that is probably one of my clients' favorite lessons and modules out of all of it, that you're actually going to learn how to take what you're creating and hone it in and shape it so that it's landing for people, so that when they hear you talk, they want to hear more, so that when you're sharing about your work, people are excited and you're excited to share about it because you finally feel clear and not stumbling, and it's landing. So that's module number 4, probably one of the most powerful ones, although everyone probably is pretty powerful. And then number 5 is your buyable offerings. You know how we talked about, okay, how do I create an offering that people actually see as valuable, they want to pay thousands of dollars for? That's what we're going to do in module number 5. I walk you through how to create that and help you actually do it. And number 6 is message breakthrough. So this is essentially looking at, okay, taking that stance we did yesterday and what is the core message, like taking that a step further. What is the core message that I want to be known for? Because you got to shape it in a certain way. If you want to think about it maybe as a TED Talk, it's got to be shaped in a certain way so it's really compelling and everyone wants to join that cause, that mission that you're putting out there into the world. And so that is number 6. And then number 7, we take that message and we take it to marketing. So from message to marketing, how do you put that message out into the world? How are you creating your next quarter of content strategy, whether it's blog posts or podcasts, whatever it is? How are you making sure that all that stuff is getting you known for that message is leading back to you as a business owner to get you clients? So this is kind of the package, and you can see more. I'll give you the link to check out more details in a moment. But see, it's kind of like the arc. Like these are all the core pieces to get that strategy in place to use what you did this week and really lock it in so it's really powerful for you. All right, and this is delivered, like I said, through video workshops, step-by-step worksheets. I'm going to give you templates and swipe copy, and it's not dripped content. So essentially everything is immediately available so that you can go at your own pace. So if you're someone who wants to grab it today, like get access today, and then do it this weekend, so you can start Monday being fresh and just like have all your ducks in a row and like launch out into the world, getting known for this and standing out and communicating in the way that draws clients to you, you can do that. But if you know you need to do a module each week, then you can do it that way too. Super excited about that, since I've never had that, been able to share something like that with people before, to do it that way. All right, you know how you work best, right? In the past, this training has only been available to that intimate group of women twice a year in my high-end group program for $1,000. But I wanted to have a way for the coaches that didn't have that budget to invest that they could get started immediately and have this. And that's essentially like why I wanted to create this. So I had that way for the people who weren't ready to do the group program, the higher level, the bigger investment work with me, that you could get access to this and do this. And of course, this is, I'm releasing it like today, like literally just released today. We put the button on the page so you can sign up today. But even though this format is brand new, it has been honed and tweaked and modified and updated and everything over the last couple years from working with real business owners. So I'm pretty proud of that. But it's my baby. It's my baby because today it's just coming out. And so I wanted to do something really special for those of you who have gone through this challenge. You're in my community. You're in my heart now. I've really enjoyed everything we've been doing together. So I wanted to do this early bird so that between now, since I just released it today, and Tuesday night, I wanted to make it available for $97 for you. So it means you get like all of that, but it's this beautiful early bird that makes it super easy. Hopefully, I'm hoping to say yes if this is what you need as support to take your next step. So that is from now until Tuesday night at 10 p.m. PST. I have that early bird, and then after that, the price will double, and then probably a little while after that, it'll go up again, because this is it's robust as a program in terms of getting you a lot of results and moving you through and setting up the pieces you need. But I've also made a lot of effort to make it simple and digestible and not overwhelming, because I used to be a burnout coach. I used to help women not burn out, business owners not burn out as a coach. So, all right. So if you want to get access to that program, go to adriadecourt.com/getclearondemand. And the link to that is in the description above here, so you can easily just click it and grab it. What's going to happen once you click that link is you'll go to the page that has more details about the program, and there'll be a button to sign up. And once you click that sign up button, you'll be taken to a page where you pay either, and just remember, I'm going to do Q&A after this. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that in just about 40 seconds. I'm going to have time to do Q&A if you had questions, and stay on so I can give you all the support you need. I should have mentioned that, reminded you about that earlier. Okay, so once you click the sign up button, you'll be taken to a page where you can either pay with PayPal or pay just with a credit card outside of PayPal. You don't need a PayPal account on a secured page. And when you do that, then you're going to get an email with the password, and then you're going to be immediately directed to the welcome page. This is the directory for getting started immediately. It's pretty cool. All right, so that is what I wanted to share about that. And I'm here for you guys. Whatever questions you guys have, I'm here to answer them, whether it's something about Get Clear, whether it's something about the last 4 days of what we've done together, or about what I talked about today. Ask me any questions that you have around this, and I'm dedicated to giving you guys some time to support you, since this is the last opportunity during this challenge to get that. And while I'm waiting for any questions, and if you're watching this replay, then by all means leave your questions in here, because I'll come back around and answer them in the comments as well. Inbal says it sounds like a great program. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, Inbal, is your first name Inbal or Jenny? I want to make sure that I'm calling you the right thing. I hate that, when people call me Andrea or Adrian or something like that, so I don't ever want to do that to someone else. All right. I know there's a little bit of a lag, but I'm assuming since you guys are still on, you probably have questions. So I'm going to hang with you for a little bit. Oh, and while I'm waiting for those magical questions you've got for me, one quick note, reminder that I'm going to be sending out that email this afternoon with the link to the recap page. Super exciting. I put together this whole recap page for you with all the videos for the week. I created a downloadable PDF that you can just instantly download. So you have all the assignments and all the lessons and everything like that, so you can refer back to them. I just wanted to do this for you. I don't know, I might be taking it down next week, so make sure you go there as soon as you can. And for those of you who didn't get all of the days, you didn't watch all the videos or get all the assignments or do the exercises or whatever, this is my special gift to you to kind of wrap it all up with a bow. Oh, Inbal says I'm saying it right, so it is Inbal. Yay! Okay, good. I would hate to call you the wrong name. Cool. Adele says, thank you for all the info and content. I love the simplicity. You're welcome. Seriously, I would say that doing challenges like this is probably one of my favorite things to do in my business, because I love this community we created this week. You guys interacting with each other. I'm pretty sure some friendships were made. You guys had accountability buddies. Super fun. And the Unforgettable Coaches Facebook group is going to continue on. I'm going to figure out what we're doing in there, how I'm keeping this community going, how I'm going to continue to support you guys. But now you guys are on my list as well, so you can hear my podcast episodes and other things. Like I like to do Facebook Live trainings regularly, so I'm going to be keeping that up. So we'll let you guys know about that, so you get more support as well. Cool. Sandra says, thank you. Lots to think about. You're real and amazing. Thank you. Thanks for that reflection. And Jessica says, thanks. Great learning and resources. Thanks, ladies. Appreciate you. It's so much more fun to do this kind of stuff live when I've got people to play with. And I can like feel your energy, and it's like we're all like in here doing stuff. All right. So I'm guessing that nobody has a question right now. So if you're watching the replay and you have a question, drop it in the comments. And if not, I will see you in the Facebook group, which will be awesome. All right. Bye. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I say bye, I forgot. Okay, so just recapping, if you want to get the Get Clear, Get Clients, which in the past people have had to pay $1,000 for this. Like seriously, I've never offered it for this before. Essentially, these videos are updated versions of what people paid $1,000 for the last round that I ran it. It just had the group program component, which is what made it, the higher price point. But if you want to get it, this early bird special until Tuesday for $97, then I invite you to do that. I basically decided to price it at this point so that it would be super easy to say yes. You can go to adriadecourt.com/getclearondemand or click the link in the description and grab that. And I invite you to decide whether you're a yes or a no, because maybe energy can be a little bit draining sometimes. So going into this weekend, I would love for, if you are a yes, for you to just say yes, do it, and be set up to start module 1 and start building on what you did this week to really get that deeper clarity over the weekend. So I invite you to do that, but regardless, I'm really looking forward to having you guys in my community. If we just met this week, super excited that now you're in my community. And if we met before, but we deepened our relationship this week, then I'm also just so jazzed that we got to deepen that. All right, I will see you ladies in the Facebook group.